Before we move on to number 2, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Earlier, we said that a line forms anytime two planes come together. Let's think about that. As I look at the front view, I can see this line. This line is visible to me. If that line is visible, it must mean that there's two planes coming together. This line right here is the same as this line right here. So as I look from the front, I can view this line. That line is essentially the edge of another plane. So as I look from the front, I can view plane A. That is visible to me. That line on the top represents the edge of another plane intersecting plane A. So as I look from the front, that line represents the edge of plane C. If you imagine plane C being a flat piece of paper resting on top of this box, you would just see the edge of that piece of paper or the thickness of the paper, and it would appear to be just a line. So the line itself actually represents the edge of plane C. We'll talk about why this is helpful to know in the future. This line right here, the right side of my front view, is the same as this line right here. So as I look at the front view and I look at this right edge, this line represents two planes coming together. As I look from the front, I can see this line. That line represents the edge of a plane. That line represents the edge of plane B. So you should be thinking along here with me as I'm doing these, and hopefully you're getting the answer before I actually say it. Let's try the top. This line right here, this blue line, represents the edge of a plane. That line is the same as this line right here. So that line represents the edge of what plane? If you said A, you guessed it. Looking down from the top, we see the right edge of our top view. That line there is the same as this line here. So looking down from the top, that line represents the edge of what plane? If you said B, you got it. Now let's do this line here and this line here. So you can pause this for just a moment and then go back and tell me, or double check as I go through, and make sure that you have this line correct and this line correct. So please tell me, this line represents the edge of what plane? This line represents the edge of what plane? You should have said that this line represents the edge of plane C, and this line represents the edge of plane A. If you got that, good job. If not, try rewatching the video and see if you pick up anything else. Good job.